What's wrong? Oh, we got kilobits. It was delayed. Pushed the button and nothing happened for about 15 seconds. I didn't think it was going to work, but it worked. I'm leaning over there on Kim's mouse because Kim's trying to get ready. We had a bunch of stuff happen right at the last minute, of course. So here we are, and let's see who gets points. Lester LeSabre. Oh, Kevin Smith. Wait a minute, I got to scroll back. There's already a whole bunch of people here on time. I had so much I got to scroll back. Who's here? Buddy Carfano. Hey, Buddy's always first, or almost always first. Kevin Smith, Lester LeSabre, Mexican Spec, Inspector Bruce Woodhouse is Inspector Bruce, Johnny C, Dean Stevenson.
You're already giving out double points.
Lester LeSabre, Mark Sauvé. Oh, look at all these people rolled in right on time. Wow, this is your mouse.
Everyone.
This is your mouse,
Oh,
I'm scrolled way back. You're gonna have to come forward.
Scrolling.
And then I was stupid.
Welcome, everyone.
I was stupid trimming my mustache, and I decided to take the scissors.
Welcome back, Tim. I hope you're feeling well.
Oh, you're here. And I trimmed my lip a little bit, but it didn't bleed. So
He's been running around the house going, my lip, my lip.
I always give myself about 15 extra minutes. Man, I used up every last minute of the 15 minutes with little errors. And yeah, I have email. Oh, excuse me. I have email from Tim. Tim, is it okay if I give kind of a synopsis of your email, or is it? I don't know. You write me an email. I take it like it's private, but I kind of want to share it.
World of Wood Chip.
Welcome Wood Chip. Where is World of Wood Chip? Oh, hello. Who's World of Wood Chip? That's a handle. That could be somebody we know, or maybe not. So welcome.
I don't know. Their little picture has them next to an old classic truck.
A truck. I saw that. Wow.
Welcome, everybody.
We're rolling early.
It's live from Tuesday night. It's live Tuesday night from Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. You can find my channel also on YouTube at Kim Fixes Things. I'm here with Buff Del Campo, the namesake of the channel you have found. We are here to entertain you on a Tuesday night for a couple of hours talking about cars. Tonight are we talking about winter cars?
Oh, World of Wood Chip is often in Tony's live. Okay, well, good. Welcome.
Sweet. Are we talking about winter cars?
Yeah,
we're
talking about cars we shouldn't let go. Oh, maybe it was
last week. You're in last week.
Okay, beaters, I guess. Okay, so anyway,
not beaters. Winter cars.
Okay,
Kim, a beater with a heater.
Beater with a heater.
He said we can't do beater with a heater. People who aren't from the north won't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. So Tim says sure.
That's not my problem.
Tim says sure. So
okay, tell him what's up with
Tim wrote me an email. It says I'm still alive. Because,
which is good.
Kim and I were going somewhere. I don't know where we're going. We're in the car together. And we were driving. And I said, who we haven't heard from for a while is Tim. Tim's, 72 Demon. We haven't heard from Tim. And I'm saying, I wonder what happened. So I get home and there's an email from him. It says, I'm still alive. Had to have my chest cracked open again. So I won't be driving or lifting anything for a while. I was moving slower and slower, so it's hard making any progress on my old truck. I can't sit and hold a laptop, so I can sit my iPad beside me and type one-handed. It's slow. So he goes on, but he had some serious surgery. So he's here. That's a really good thing to see you here.
Glad you made it back. Kevin Smith is asking if you could pull a link out of his email of a friend's video that he's hoping to promote a little bit. We don't mind promoting the videos a little bit. Don't spam the chat. But we would love to see your new content. Promote your friend's video. Obviously, if it's nothing like objectionable.
Oh, I think it's about model cars and things.
Oh, then absolutely,
So
because
what
that's even on.
excuse me, I coughed drop
Slow
myself.
down
I
some.
know, I'm wound up, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll put the link. I think I can do this from over here. Actually, I don't know what it is. It's automotive related. Okay,
It says model building in retirement.
I'm trying to. What is wrong with me? I'm trying to find the
No
way to do
wild
this.
parties. We'll try and make them laugh a little bit, but not too much because that'll hurt. Okay.
I think that link went in. It did.
It
Okay,
did. All
so
right, look at us. We have the technology.
yeah, I'm wound up pretty tight because I've been scrambling like in the last 3 minutes before the show, trying to get ready. I did have time to pre-read some of the emails, so I knew that Kevin Smith had sent that. I just hadn't got to it yet. We got a lot of stuff from Buddy Carfano as usual. Uh, I sent some questions to Tavo about the Ute because that project. So he sent me a bunch of pictures. They're sitting there, but he also sent me pictures of his daily driver. So he's got a couple of daily drivers. Okay, so I'll get to that at some point. Has anyone seen Ari? No, I've been thinking about Ari too. I was going to bring that up because I think we brought that up in one of the lives from the shop because haven't seen him in a while. And you know, he was a mod on UTG for a long time, and then
But he's a working guy.
and then
so I'm not so worried about him. He's just busy, probably.
he's a mod in here too, and we haven't seen him. So what would you, doctor? What is that?
Give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Isn't that that's like probably copyrighted?
I don't think I'm on key well enough for it to
Copyright. So
Bruce Woodhouse got an ad for Tesla vehicles. All right. Well, thank you to Tesla for giving us their money to send you guys kilobits
you get some
for
points
your
for that?
entertainment.
You get some points for that,
You
right?
do. You get 2 points.
And we have new people in here, so you should probably explain the points. And Hippie Long says he loves a Matador. That's a car I shouldn't have got rid of.
When you do something good,
I had a new one of those, brand new, just like that.
Yes, when you do something good, I award points. When you're on time, I like to award points. When you get an advertisement, you tell us about the advertisers. The advertisers help us out because we can't afford all these kilobits per second. We're beaming our kilobits to you via the internet. That costs money, and I don't got money for all that. So, Tesla just paid for some of those kilobits. So we thank them. And when you do good things, like tell us about the advertisements, I award points, and I don't got a database. I don't got a spreadsheet to keep track of all these points. I just don't do it. I don't have, who has the time? But I award the points. You keep track of your points.
So it's on the honor system.
It's the honor system.
And once in a while, somebody comes in here and says they got 15,000 points or something. She's giving out like 2, 3, 4 at a time.
Well,
and they're probably cheating.
All I got to do is ask Grok, and Grok knows everything. It will tell me how many points you have acquired. But do you know how expensive data centers are? That costs water. So just do it right. Just keep track. If you lose track, we'll figure it out.
And welcome, Dougster.
Welcome in, Dougster. Potato to you, my friend. Dougster Wolverine Garage has the best Monday night stream of all the Dougster Wolverine garages that we know. He is very entertaining on a Monday night if you're looking for a stream to watch. Shoot. You intentionally made me lose my place, didn't you?
I made you lose your train of thought.
He got so excited when he saw Dougster was here. He just shouted it out.
Because it's this the chat's scrolling by quickly, and I want to say it before I forgot it.
That's your job.
I want to welcome. Well, I'm over here downloading emails. I glanced up at this big screen with the chat on it.
Rob's Rods is
here. We have a
here.
55-inch TV on its side, the long way, that's kind of across the room, and it's got the chat on it. And if I glance up there and I see something scrolling by in a hurry, I got to grab it. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to ask too many questions of Grok because it'll burn up all our water and create a dystopian nightmare future that we don't want. So all you have to do is keep track of your points, and you could basically save the world by keeping track of your own points. So brain. Oh, so many of our viewers are now watching after the next day, even. They're watching our streams. So we're going to try and read your names if you're in chat. So, because YouTube doesn't give the chat replay for like a day or two. So I apologize if you are watching after the live stream, that see if you can click to watch this, the chat, because all our friends are here in the chat and they're shouting out all kinds of conversations and stuff we can't read at all. But it makes more sense if you're sort of following, and sometimes we get stuck. I'm like staring, trying to read it all go by, but sometimes YouTube won't show it to you. So we'll try and read the names and help you be included in the, as a participant.
I'd like to steal your mouse for a second.
But the best way is to be here live. But we appreciate you being here. So if you are here after the stream, I'm awarding you 2 points because we appreciate that participation and we want you to be included. See if you can get in here at 7 p.m. Central Time on a Tuesday and watch us live. Not everybody has the time. I get it.
So Rob's Rods is here. Hello, good evening. And then Bruce had said that he'd like to buy a car from Mexican Spec, a VW thing, if you can at some point. So anyway, and I see that Mexican Spec's already replying to him. And Bruce, man, it's crazy. Bruce and I went to school together in the Air Force in 1973. And now he comes in here. It's pretty cool. We haven't seen each other in 50 years. Except here. I kind of like that he's around again. And look at that. He's standing in front of a jet engine there in his little avatar. I think that's what that is.
Oh, I'll bet it is.
That's
a
that's
really
a new one.
Big flower.
Man.
Or a tie-dyed t-shirt.
I used to work on for a while, C5s, giant transport. And you could stand in the intake and put your hands up like this, and you couldn't touch. The intake was so big you couldn't touch it. Man. Oh, and Bruce says if he can't tune in live, he does watch it later. Okay, I'm sorry, I butted in. You continue. Or now did I completely destroy your train of thought? Train.
If you would like to participate in the live discussion, you can send your photos to buffdelcampo@gmail.com. Somebody will do it. We have these moderators, and
some moderator put our
can type
email
faster
in.
than I can even. Okay, and if you send it to the email, we can see those pictures live. Okay. He's going to be checking along the way, and a bunch of people have already sent stuff in, and we pick a topic every week, right? This week's topic is going to be winter cars, which are usually, especially in the north.
I want to make it. I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. I'm too excited. I got the hiccups. Oh. I want to make an exception to the winter cars. I have pictures here from Tavo in Australia. Maybe I'll wait till Tavo gets in here. But they don't have winter beaters in Australia because they're too close to the equator. And he's in South Australia, as close about to Antarctica as you can get in Australia, and it's still too warm. Okay. So they don't have salt on the roads. They just have all year daily drivers. Well, so he sent pictures of them in. So I'll Kevin, something's illegal, Kevin. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
We didn't watch the video. Yep.
Singing Cue de Wabbit. Okay, so our topic is winter cars, winter beaters, beater with the heater, something like that, and daily drivers.
And yeah, whatever you're driving, whatever you want to drive.
But
pictures of your shop, pictures of your dog, your cat, whatever. We show it all. But if you got a
Right.
winter beater, let's see it.
If you don't have your own photo, you could just send a picture you can find on the internet of something like the one that you used to own, that you remembered, that you loved, that you hated, and tell us about it when we bring it up. Okay? But also, any picture you have that's a real picture of real life, your shop, like he said, your shop, your dog, your cat, your car, your grandma, something that you did on your house, send it to us because we'd love to talk about real things in real life. The topic is just to kind of give us something to circle back around to because like right now we have a lot we want to say, but give us half an hour. We might get bored and not know what to say. And this way we have your emails to keep us rolling. And hopefully we can be entertaining. We'll try not to get too hung up on anything, especially early in the stream, because a lot of people will check out if we're boring.
Wait, just check out. Don't
Yes.
check out. Don't check out.
Stick around. Once we get rolling, it gets better. I swear. I swear. Okay, maybe. All right. I don't really know. It might. It might get worse too.
For some reason,
Some people want to see that.
this
too.
computer is extremely slow tonight. It probably needs to be rebooted.
Oh.
But we'll try to struggle along. Okay, this is from. I'm really struggling with this computer. I'm gonna. Oh my god, it just
Mexican
doesn't wanna
Spec says, I
cooperate.
only know about winter beaters from Cold War motors. Yes, they would know about winter beaters. So the thing about winter in the north, when the weather gets really cold, the roads get icy, it precipitates snow, right? And that's really tough to navigate. But underneath the Great Lakes, there are miles and miles in every direction of salt. Lots of it. They mine it out and in big trucks and they spread it all over the roads. And it turns the snow and ice into this gritty trash that they can easily sort of push off the side of the road with the plow. And it gives you a little more traction, but the salty, briny stuff, it gets up in the car and
Every pinch weld is full of that stuff.
it eats the paint off and it just disintegrates
You
your
see
car.
cars that are 3 or 4 years old, they already got big rust holes in it.
If
It's
you have a
sickening.
nice car that you care anything about, you don't drive it in the winter. If you're from up north, you
Rob's-
know better.
Rob's. I live in the Salt Belt. He knows.
Yeah, a lot of you guys know about that, but people in the South, they have never seen. Some of them have heard, and over the years they've used different things, and some better, some worse. But literally, Chrysler was having problems in the early 1980s because the cars were rusting so fast that the fenders were flapping on nearly new cars, and they had to replace fenders. They had to go to galvanized fenders from the factory so they would outlast the warranty. And that was just like normal. That's what you expected. And,
Here, I'm trying to take over from you. I can't do it.
in the South, there's cars.
I'd like to zoom in on that, but I can't zoom in on a link for some reason.
There's cars that are 30, 40 years old, and they have some holes in the floorboards. Oh, bless your heart. In the North, the whole bottom of the car would be gone.
You can see
Gone.
the road go by.
There's whole decades worth of cars that are completely gone off the roads because they got salted and they just fell apart. They went to the junkyard, they got stripped down and crushed up, and people were glad to see them go because they were so rotten. And that's just the way it is in the North. But so you drove one of those cars that was like on its last legs in the winter to save on your regular nice car, the
And-
one with air conditioning.
That's a nice way to move into one of our mods here, Mexican Spec, who
Yeah.
lives way far south of
Yes.
the U.S. border. And of course, they don't have snow there. So they have cars that are 30, 40, 50 years old that don't have any rust spots in them, which is really cool.
Man.
And he will arrange cars from Mexico and he knows how to get them into the U.S. or maybe some other countries. And he has a pretty good website on if you do Instagram, I think it's the only reason I'm on Instagram is to look at all his cars. He probably got 100 of them listed. So he'll find you a good car and get it up here to the U.S. or maybe even New Zealand. I think somebody in New Zealand's going to buy a car from him. This car here behind me is kind of a low resolution picture.
That is a really low resolution
But
picture.
that came from Buddy Carfano, and that kind of shows what a northern car looks like.
It just looks like somebody used some black spray
They
paint.
put-
We'll
yeah,
find
over-
a better
over the rust.
picture.
Okay.
Mexican Spec says we don't have salt trucks, but we have trucks spraying for mosquitoes. See, so it's not all, and cartels, and they spray for something else. So, it's not all good the further south you go, but it's different.
Tim says this year they're starting to use salt on the roads in Colorado because it's cheaper. I remember back in the 80s driving from Colorado where the cars looked pretty decent. I don't know what they were using on the roads. And I go into Wyoming and instantly the cars were just destroyed. So they must have been using the salt in Wyoming, but not in Colorado. That's too bad to hear that. Further up in the chat,
They were talking about beet juice.
way up in the chat, Slimo is saying we don't have yeah, stop right there.
No snow?
But the snow plow would be good use for kangaroos. So here's my idea. If you're down under and you have pictures of a car that's hit a kangaroo, send it in.
Yes. Dougster says AMC Javelin would rust on top of the fender. They also didn't have inner fenders either. Ooh.
Oh, like the Vegas. Vegas were notorious for that. I had two Vegas in Central California where there's no rust, but the Vega was rusted through. I don't know how. I don't know why it rusted through, but it rusted through.
So, if you've ever watched South Main Auto, he'll talk about rust jacking. That's where the brake pads, shoes, and pads come off the backing because the rust gets in there and just breaks them apart. Or, they'll show poking their fingers through the frame rails because they get a little bit of salt in there and it just eats. It's crazy. Anyways, we'll see some pictures of that, or we want to see some pictures of that, so send us some pictures of that. And Buck Del Campo seems to be trying to navigate his emails, so while he's getting himself worked out, I have found a picture of one of the winter beater with the heaters that was popular. I had 3 of these over the years, and they were nice little cars, but they were way too expensive till they got to the beater stage. So I'd get one of these. These were great little beaters at the end. Like, even when they had lots of holes in them. I remember having one. I had a couple of Volkswagens that had such holes in the floorboards. When you drove through water, it came in the car, like, aggressively. And then, so that, like, once the carpets were soaked with that salt water, man, it was bad. It didn't last very long, but they still ran fine. So, World of Wood Chip says in Connecticut, the liquid magnesium chloride is particularly insidious. It draws into seams via capillary action. So any place where there's one of them pinch welds, it actually like sucks the water in. It sticks to metal like galvanizing. Yeah, but it doesn't work like galvanizing. It works the opposite.
It's like anti-galvanizing.
Yeah, and the paint comes off, and then the metal swells up, and the seams break apart, and it's gone. And the reason they use the magnesium chloride is because the freezing temperature is lower. So when it gets really cold, salt stops working. So then they mix in that magnesium chloride to keep the roads from icing when it's extremely cold. But it is even worse on cars. So Mexican Spec says I can now ship worldwide cars to Jacksonville, Florida, and then a shipping company will deliver it to your door. Wow, that's great. You kind of have it worked out now? Because I know you've been talking about that.
That's closer to us than
that's amazing.
what he was doing before.
I hope to see you having good progress with that.
This You didn't put my picture because you're still on yours.
Anyways, I had some fun Volkswagen Rabbits, and they were not too dangerous, and I had one that was a diesel. I got 47 miles to the gallon with a Rabbit diesel, but the holes in the floorboards, I sold it to somebody else, and they loved it for years. They wouldn't let it go.
Dougster, did you send me a picture of a cat, or did somebody else send me a picture of your cat?
Oh,
That's it.
that's a cat.
But I'm where's my cursor? It's over here.
I don't know. Why are we talking about it?
No, because I want to zoom in on the cat. That looks like there's, every shop I've worked in seems like there's a cat around except ours. Because when I had a cat, I didn't let the cat in the shop. It's just not a good place. But I worked in hangars with airplanes, and there was one place I worked. There was a cat that hung out in the hangar all the time, and the cat's name was Aileron. It's a part of an airplane. Cat named Aileron. Okay, then Buddy Carfano has sent this. This looks like, oh, that's kind of big.
Go ahead, talk about it. I'll unbig it.
Unbig it.
In bigly.
There, so.
There's a Beta with a heater. It's Toyota with no front end. And look, it's not only that, it's got a whole different front clip, and it's got one miscolored back door. I've had a couple of those.
That looks like the kind of thing. When I lived in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, like every car was rusty except the brand new ones that people leased. Dean Stevenson says, "Wabbits." Wabbits? World of wood chip. People complain. I just keep on trucking. Man, I had a couple of really rusty cars when I was in Northeast Ohio, but they always drove. That's the thing. The body rots away before everything else, and sometimes they got good interiors in them, but the body's shot. And like when I lived in Arizona, the interiors get burned up from the sun, but the bodies are perfect. I always said what we needed was interiors from the Northeast, and put them in the cars from the Southwest. But upholstery shops can fix that. But man, the rust is so expensive to fix. What is this? Mostly old parts. Sorry I'm late to the party. Hi folks. Hello, how you doing?
I had one of these one year. I've had more winter beaters than I've had real classic cars, I suppose. Well,
Oops, that's the wrong picture. There you go.
1983 Nissan Stanza. Boy, that car was zippy. It needed a transmission, and it was all banged up from an accident. It had spun around and gotten hit in some kind of accident. The other thing, accident cars that were not totals, but that were just messed up, that you wouldn't bother to fix, they were good for winter, because, you didn't spend a single penny on it. You just drove it. You knew you were never going to fix it. It had different colored doors, and it had mismatched wheels, and yeah. Boy, if you had a good set of tires on a winter beater, you were set. Brakes, man, that's the other thing. Brake lines and fuel lines, those things got eaten by that salt.
When I lived in Northeast Ohio, I was working on airplanes. An airplane business, like any other business, you've got so much to do you can't do it all, or you got no business for a week or two or a month or something. And when I had those times, I worked at a buy here, pay here used car lot. And then I even had some used cars of my own for a while. But those old used cars, which are, 8 to 15 years old, my job was to replace the rusted fuel lines, brake lines. Every one of those cars came in, had no brakes, brake pedal go to the floor, and they smell like gas because those lines are rotted through.
Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of fixing a rusty door on a small Dodge minivan one time, those sliding doors. And I just cut the bottom of the door off, and I made a fiberglass section, put it on all. That guy that owned that lot was so happy with that. Then he wanted me to fix everything. and so I that was kind of my job, fix rusty crap. Wasn't fun, but it put food on the table when I wasn't busy with airplanes. Hey, and Andy's here.
Welcome in, Andy.
Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage.
Yeah, he's been doing some good tech videos
Yeah,
recently.
he has. I've seen those. But there's one sitting there in a queue that I haven't done yet.
Okay,
I
no
haven't seen.
spoilers. Don't
I
give it
haven't. I
away.
haven't
But
seen it yet.
he's making some interesting stuff that he's got good technical expertise that you want to see. Dougster says, my friend's Kia Soul has been severely rear-ended, but it runs great and drives straight. So that's their winter beater.
I knew a guy that had a '63 Chevy Impala, 4-door Impala, and it got rear-ended, and it was pretty bad. But it didn't affect the back window, and it hit. So he just lopped it off, and he put a piece of wood there that cut the same shape as the back of the car, and attached it with some kind of brackets or something. And he and his family drove around that thing for years. And that was his winter beater. It looked like a gremlin. Looked like a 4-door Chevy Gremlin. Back end cut off. Yep. So,
One
you
of
had
the
more?
other cars that I had several winter beaters were Chevettes. I had no less than 3 Chevettes. They were such garbage.
Were they
Man.
really?
Oh, horrible. Now I don't know. They might have been fair cars when they were new, but these were end of life vehicles. End of life.
That's what I had in Northeast Ohio. End of life vehicles. But it'd get me around.
Man, no paint on them.
Sometimes I had a lift in Ohio. Sometimes I put one of those cars on a lift and it just scare me. I'd have to put it back
It
down.
was like
Try,
flex.
try not to think about it. Oh, like a frame member that's welded on the bottom of the unibody. It's a frame member. It looks like a U-channel, and it's rusted from one end to the other, so it's like 2 little L brackets sticking down. So the U-channel's missing from the front to the back of the car, and you just go, ooh. If I ever get hit broadsided, that car's just going to fly apart in half. And then I think I better be looking for another one.
Yeah, Chevettes were not really that great in the snow because of the rear wheel drive. And I think that's it. It reminded me that a nice little front wheel drive vehicle was a huge asset in the bad weather because you had the wheels that move the vehicle also steer the vehicle, so you could point and shoot.
Studio St. Buff, what the hell? I hope you haven't been mean to Kim lately. What did I do to be mean to you?
Not too mean. Sometimes he yells.
I'm yelling. When I yell, it's because I make a mistake and I'm pissed off at
There
myself.
have been a couple times you've yelled at me recently. Although I tend to
Really?
yell. I yell at him too. I think we just have an acceptance that we're like mean.
When we yell
We're
at-
mean people.
When we yell at each other, it's usually because we're too far apart in the house and we start yelling, and I go, this is stupid. Let's get in the same room. But, not really yelling at each other. We're just,
You get mad at things and then you shout at them.
yeah,
But
it's
I'm
like-
also in the room and I don't want to have to listen to the yelling. Anyways, but not too mean. He's not too mean.
And the biggest injury she had
For a
is
miserable old
it's-
man, he's a pretty nice guy.
it's healing up, isn't it? It's been over a week now.
I only have Band-Aids. I'm down to just Band-Aids.
And there's no
And I cleaned them.
and there's
I got
no infection.
brave, and there's no infection. There was a little
No
bit of infection in this one, but now it's not. I can feel it, and it doesn't hurt a lot. Yeah, things are going well. Oh, Johnny C had a '73 Toyota Corolla 2-door. I had a '83 Toyota Corolla 2-door, and it was pretty slick. Now they have become collectible. Yeah, I wish I had it back. It was fun. And Chevettes, the great thing about Chevettes were that they were so terrible that people just got rid of them cheap. That was the best part about them.
Can you bring up the next picture I put up, please?
No, I'm not done talking about Chevettes.
Okay, keep talking about Chevettes. And Ray's here.
I'm not changing the subject.
Ray's here.
Oh, hi, Ray. Welcome in.
you-
Ray knows about beaters with heaters. I know, he's from up there in the north.
And he says, I'm jealous, Dean. It's cold because Dean was putting up his weather, which sounds pretty good. Oh, we had the fire going last night, and we had an extra little propane heater going, we worked, it's one of those nights we worked and you open up the door and you think you're going home in the dark and the sun's already up. So we worked all night. But it was cold in there. And because we stayed busy, we were, I don't know, was it 50 degrees in there most of the night? It was a little on the cool side.
For you guys, right? We endured that. We braved the cold. We could be just sitting here. We could just sit here and click and watch YouTube videos, but you know what? That wouldn't be very entertaining.
See that stripe down there?
What stripe?
The yellow one.
Oh, you want to skip the ads?
Yeah, because
it wouldn't be very entertaining. We wouldn't have any videos. We wouldn't have anything new to talk about on our shop streams on Thursday night if we hadn't been out there a-working.
Well, here's the thing.
A-working. Pushing the project forward.
When you're doing a major project, I think viewers like to see, like, when we cut the top off, or when we put the pickup bed in, and we do, like, a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
But what happens is, there's all kinds of little stuff to do. And when you're doing a little stuff, it's not very entertaining. And I just saw something pop up on the screen and he deleted it.
Hi, Paul.
Paul Patui, I haven't seen you in a long time except on
Welcome
Dallas's.
in.
I've seen you on Dallas's lives, but it's good to see you in here. Thanks for being
Buddy
here.
said it was -7 degrees this morning when he went to the doctor's appointment. Oh.
Yeah, it was cold
It's
here.
35 at Dougster Wolverine Garage, which 35 is an improvement. It was 24 last night.
So
It's warming up.
we came home. The sun was up. I did a little video. I'll put it up. I'll put it up as a short. But I came out and, man, everything's all frosty and cold and the sun's up. It's like, what happened? It was nighttime. We're just working at night and now it's daytime. So, yeah, it's 24 degrees outside. And that's cold for Tennessee. That's really cold for Tennessee.
Yeah. Even with the big fire in the fireplace out there, it can't raise the temperature more than about 30 degrees, which you would think would make it like sweltering warm, but it's only 24 outside. We can only get it into like the 50s.
Buddy Carfano sent in this picture that you...
Of a Chevette?
No, you want to show Chevettes, and I want to show the next picture from
But they're
viewer.
talking about all kinds of stuff. All right.
Well, you want me to keep the ball rolling here with the pictures.
Ray says those cars are hard to take pictures of. They're not much more than ghosts.
They're ghosts, yeah.
I know.
You gotta have the
But
old
you
pictures.
could get a picture of one and tell a story, but we seem to be, we're not short on pictures tonight so far.
My thumbnail tonight, which I actually brought here, I can show it again. I'll show it a minute after this. That is one. That's a ute from down under. Dean probably can tell us what it is.
Blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry. I think that's the one that's for sale in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Oh.
If it isn't, it's identical to it. It's got a
One of those Australian
it's got an
Hemis.
Australian Hemi in it, and it's over in which I think must have been swapped into it because I think that engine came out way after this. But that thing's, if it isn't that one, there's one identical to it for sale in the U.S.
Mostly old parts. That's Ron. He says there's a guy just south of town who has a fleet of 510s. He will sell one every so often after he's done fixing it up for 20 to 30K. Jeez. See, it would never have become a winter beater if I thought it was going to be worth that. But it would never have lasted another 20 years where I was, you know? And some of the vehicles that become very well loved in our retirement are memories of vehicles that we could never have kept. We couldn't have kept them. They were gone before their time. And then someone down south has one and we're like, oh, I remember how great those are. How are my fingers? Paul, they're doing much better. I can bend them. They don't break open and bleed anymore. Very much, I told him last night, 60% healed. And that sounds like not a lot healed, but that's more than half. That's good.
D-Man is here. Every time I drive my car and you can't honk the horn on that. It's over here on a button on a Fairmont. But D-Man sent me a set of horns that are loud and they're nice. And they're not ear piercing. They're just like a 1960s car, dual horns loud. Pretty nice. I mean, it fits the car, works well. Man, so every time I'm driving that car, D-Man, thank you. The picture I pulled up It's not my car, but it's identical to my car except for the vinyl roof. I did not have a vinyl roof on mine, but mine was that color, that trim level, which was zero trim. It had an AM radio and power steering, had a slant in it, and that's the car that I put the Pontiac Iron Duke in it and drove it around for years like that. And you open up the hood, it said, "Keep your GM vehicle all GM." Kind of funny.
You love selling that story.
But it's because I had the engine, and the slant had 325,000 miles on it, smoky old Slant 6. And I had that engine, and it was brand new in 1980. It was out of a brand new wrecked car, and I stuck it in there, and I drove it around. So
Hippie Long asked, does anybody know if Moparquet's Pawpaw is okay? I didn't have any reason to think that he wasn't. So
he had a heart attack.
Oh, oh no.
And she did a short on it.
Okay.
And Hippie Long says, he says, okay, somebody said that he's home.
Okay,
Dougster says he's home.
Okay, that's good. Well, our best wishes go out to them. I hope that D-Man wanted to know if it was a 2.2 or a 2.5.
The Pontiac Iron Duke, I think they were all 2.5s. Weren't they all 2.5s?
Paul says his friend just smashed his middle and ring finger and his log splitter. Ow! Ow! I'm sorry to hear that, Paul.
It was 151 cubic inches, I think.
Okay.
The four-cylinder Chevys were, I think, 153. And it was very similar to the four-cylinder Chevy engine, except it had a cross-flow head on it. So the intake's on one side, exhaust on the other side. And it was, I put it in one night. The only reason I couldn't get it running is I had to lengthen the drive shaft, and I didn't have a tube long enough. So the next day I got it running. It was, and then the other thing was, got done, the front end's way up in the air because it was so light up there. The radiator connections were in the same place, but the fan was way back far from the radiator. I was a little worried about that, but it never seemed to affect anything. I cranked the torsion bars down so the car set level. It actually handled better because it was so light up front.
Speaking of
and man, I drove it around for a long time, and it was funny because I'd open up the hood and check the oil, and which was never low. Keep your GM vehicle all GM.
Speaking of these cars, right? They were really good cars, but they were not good winter beaters because the torsion bar suspension, the torsion bars would break underneath the driver floor.
You see,
and then the car would collapse. And they were not very resilient against the rust.
Well, see, and I was in Central California, and I had this car.
I understand, but for a winter 80s, beater, these didn't survive very good. And
but in Central California, the rust looked just like this, and it was an old car.
Somebody needs to slap you.
So in Southern California, this is how they looked, and bolts unscrewed and came back in, and everything was.
By the time I was a kid, the rust had eaten all these up. Anywhere around me. The only ones that were left were people's babies that they had tucked away in a garage somewhere and never drove in the winter. And the Darts were not those cars. It was the Chargers and the Challengers that people, were smart enough to hide away a little bit. So.
Just not a sponsor, but just so people know what I'm drinking. Oh, the green screen. This is green, so you can see right through it.
It's invisible.
But anyway,
transparent.
That's what I'm drinking.
And the other problem with these cars is they were rear-wheel drive. They were usually one-leggers. And if you got them, you couldn't get up a hill with these things. They were rough.
The wheels spin, but the car doesn't go.
I know it's spectacular, John Wilburn, but not as a winter beater. It's a little bit not the best winter beater you can get. Now, I would always try and fill the gas tank all the way up, because that gave you some extra weight in the back. The only problem with that is the top is the seam all the way around the gas tank, right? It would rust. So then if you got over half full, then the gas would slosh out.
The gas would fall.
So yeah, it was problematic. There was a lot of problems with these cars as winter beaters.
Paul Patui wants to know, I hope I pronounced that right. I hear people on lives calling you Paul Pahui, and then me said Paul Patui. Is it
We've
Pronounce
asked
the
people.
J. I don't want to be stupid and pronounce it wrong.
I grew up in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And I say Pittsburgh, but I did not grow up in the city. I grew up in the Del Campo of Pittsburgh, the outskirts, way in the outer suburbs, the edge of the sprawl. Now, the sprawl is well beyond where I grew up now, because that was some years ago, and the sprawl continues to sprawl outward. But as a child, there was cows. Cows. I could hear the cows if I was quiet at night. I could hear the cows going moo. And then it was just last year that there was cows right outside my window here. So actually, this is very much similar to that. And Clarksville's growing.
We're out in the sticks. We're not in Clarksville, but it is growing out this direction. But anyway, our nearest neighbors, I always say, was a 100-acre parcel with cows on it, and you hear the same thing. Ooh! I go out there once in a while. If they're getting close to the fence, I'd moo at them. They'd look up at me. See, so I'm stupid. I moo at cows. Maybe they understand me. Yeah, but they're, I think they've moved away.
Mexican Spec says, look how rich Kim was being able to fill the gas. That's right. I grew up with money. I'd pay that 69 cents. We'd drive across town to spend, what was it? The Sheetz gas station. There was 3 Sheetz gas stations at the time. And they sold gas for 69 cents a gallon. It was the cheapest gas in town.
Sheetz. I never heard of Sheetz till I moved to Northeast Ohio. Actually,
now there's lots of Sheetz.
Actually, I never heard of it till I moved to, I was in Sharon, Pennsylvania for a while, and I heard of Sheetz. And there was a guy there that got a sandwich from Sheetz. I never heard of it till he got the sandwich. And he goes, I think Sheetz gave me the sheets. I said, oh, what's Sheetz? I found out what it was. That's a northeastern U.S. thing. That's not.
World of Woodchip says, if you're quiet, you can hear the rust.
Oh, God.
And not like this, oh, the paint is rusty because there's some crackle and there's some rust coming through. No, not that. I mean like the swelling seams, the rotten flakes. If you guys watched any of the videos of me working on my van was very much a beater with a heater I brought it around. I saved it from the abyss. It was very much like sitting under a tree ready to rot for forever. And I brought her back.
You can hear Ford's rust. You know what's funny? You talk about that. People say
you can hear a Ford rusting.
It's not the make of the car that rusts. It's whatever run that was. Like Fairmonts are notorious for being rusty. And I don't know about the Fox Body Mustangs. People tried to save them, but the like Vegas were terrible. Even in Southern California, where everything was rust free, those things had rust. But some cars are worse than others, and yeah, they are. Some are worse than others. And in Kim's van, see, before I met Kim, I'd seen her YouTube channel, and she had all these pieces of sheet metal from old appliances or something. And she took some big, long pieces of wood. I don't know, were they 2x6s, 2x8s or something? She made a sheet metal brake. And, I'm a airplane guy that builds stuff out of aluminum, and I got sheet metal brakes and everything. So she's on the ground making a sheet metal brake out of wood, and she made these parts and got under her van. It wouldn't pass the inspection. She got in there and fixed the underside of the van and got it to pass inspection. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I had to make cab mounts.
Oh, yeah, John Welborn remembers.
Inner rockers.
Yep. I'm downloading pictures. That's why I'm looking.
As I remember, there was a huge crack along the rocker panel. Of course there was. It's a Pittsburgh car. Never buy a car from the north, or never buy a car. Oh, if you don't know, if a car has spent its life up north, even if it looks good, you always gotta crawl underneath. Always gotta crawl underneath.
Well, if you're brave enough, nothing falls on you.
But never buy a car. Honestly, always look good at a car, because it might be here in the South and you might think it's all right. But if it came from the North, it might be all full of Bondo, and you wonder, no, look how nice it looks. Well, yeah, guys up north know how to fix that stuff so it looks nice for a little while, but if it's all rotten like that. Indirect says I'm pretty cool, super cool. Thank you very much.
Jefferson said, I saw my car on the thumbnails. Is that your car? See, I saw that car online and I snagged a picture of it. And because it's, other than the vinyl roof, is it identical to my car? Same trim level, same everything. And it's a car I let go and I shouldn't have. You know, that's how the world is. When I sold that car, there were thousands of them. It didn't matter. And now, you know how it is now. There's not thousands of them anymore. And, but anyway, if that's your car, sorry I snagged the picture, but...
You stole his picture of his car?
Well, I'm not sure. He said, where was it? Tim Jefferson said, who's new here, welcome.
Oh, yeah, thank you for clicking the picture of your car.
Yeah, so that is actually your car? That'd be...
Not maybe. Okay. John Wilburn says, Dad's white Jeep is very rusty, and it was at only 23,000 miles because it was for shore patrol before the Navy surplus it. Yes, the beach will eat up cars in a different way. But yeah, the salt in the air, we'll get it. We'll get it.
Shore patrol is what the Navy calls their police.
Oh, I thought that meant near the shore.
And the Navy a lot of time is near the shore. And Todd Saw's here. Good evening.
I still do have a van. It's our firewood van. It's our firewood shed. But it's mobile shed. We take it up to the...
It's empty now.
I know.
We emptied out all the wood. Steve Edwards is here. Good evening.
I got to drive to Kentucky to the mill and get mill ends. That's what we use for firewood.
He says it's pretty much a dead ringer for it a few years ago when I got it.
Yeah,
it's in primer now. Okay, so that's not your... It's just like mine.
It might be.
It was... Well, he just says it's a dead ringer for his.
But it might be the previous owner. It's hard to tell.
Okay, so it's... Yeah, mine was... That's as close as mine was. I just looked for blue Dodge Dart. When I saw that, I went, that's the color, and that's about the condition the paint was in when I got it. I drove it for a couple of years, at least, like that. Man.
Oh, thank you, Mexican Spec, for informing Tim of the video format. On Thursdays and Saturdays, we start later and we're in our shop and we actually do stuff. But on Tuesday night, we break away from the workshop. We have a studio here. We have this giant green screen behind us. And we look at pictures and we talk about old times and cars and stuff without the distraction. So he has the email. And we can do all kinds of neat stuff with the screens. I can change size. I can change us. We can travel through time to our dyno room. And I can peruse the internet.
Dyno room, yeah.
And well, it's a little more direct interaction. Sometimes we get real distracted when we're in the shop doing stuff. So, but the shop is kind of interesting because we get to work on our projects. So...
Hey,
you might want to check that out as well.
Dr. Art, Hot Rod Rehab.
Welcome. Dr. Art is on Monday night at the Dr. Art Hot Rod Rehab channel. If you guys have previously been subscribed to Dr. Art and haven't seen any of his videos recently, it's because his channel got stolen and he had to start a new channel.
He was able to recover some of the videos.
Double check and see if you're subscribed to the real and current working Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab channel. I think a lot of people kind of already heard the story, but if you hadn't, check your subscriptions list. And Dr. Art is often on Uncle Tony's Tech Night Live.
He and Uncle Tony do a video together live every week.
And if you ever need somebody to help you reprogram, like if you put a hot camshaft in your ODB2 truck or something like that, and it's not running real good, and you need somebody to help reprogram, what's that power tuning software he uses?
I don't know.
This guy knows his stuff.
This guy can...
That's who you want to get in touch with.
Redo engine control modules and make them work quite well. So he had a channel with about 10,000 subs. He's set back to 800 again because he had to redo his channel. So if you go into Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab and get subscribed again and get his channel rolling
Most of
again.
these people already know.
Okay, so I'm just let him know. Maybe everybody doesn't know that. Braden's here. E-Fog's here. Good evening. Good evening. Let's see. What else? I see people popping in, so I'm saying good evening.
Steve is asking what program we use to show these pictures. We use
Steve?
Open Broadcast Studio, OBS Studio. We're on version 32.0.2. And
if anybody cares about that.
I know, but
OBS.
It's freely downloadable software and there's no subscription fee. It's really good stuff. It takes a little work. You know, not all of us are Mrs. Mexican Spec who can just jump right in and start using it to great advantage.
She has done a great job. His lives, Mexican Spec's lives, were kind of so. I mean, he would talk and they'd show a couple old cars, but and then they went to being better and better, and now they're rolling, man. They got a great
If you want
show.
to up your game streaming, all the best streamers use Open Broadcast Studio. There are some other things. Open Broadcast Studio doesn't have the best stuff for, like, if you want to have guests. We don't really have any special stuff that works for guests. You'd probably want to use StreamYard or something like that. But OBS is really good for this green screen thing and for showing pictures. Okay.
Where's Steve Edwards? I miss Steve Edwards, and he's here. I said hi to him, but I didn't know what he said. We just started using the same program. I'm like, okay, yeah. Mexican Spec says I'm not offended, but no, I mean, you just like when I go back and I look at the first video I put up, it's embarrassing.
It is kind of embarrassing.
I was so proud of it. I put it up.
But everybody has to start something.
I came down here from the shop. I said, Kim, I put up a video. You know, I finally got started. And she was like, yeah. And now I go back and I look at it.
I watched it and I was like, you did great.
I look at it compared to what we do now. And it's like, oh, man. But you know what? You got to start somewhere.
Great. So, everybody's going to love it.
Mrs. Mexican Spec and Mexican Spec started with their lives. And it was really good because I could hear his voice now.
They're super entertaining.
But then it just got better and better and better. So they're doing well. This is a picture of a DeSoto that Mark Silve sent in.
Okay, that doesn't look like a beater.
No, I don't think it is a beater.
Nice.
And that's the
Hemi Fire
Flight
thing. Fire Flight. Yeah, them are the cool Hemis.
And that looks so 50s. The color scheme.
Teeth is a tell. Do you think?
The color scheme.
Yeah, he knows that his first video is difficult to watch, but I'm proud of him because he went out there and did it. He figured it out on his own.
I took my phone and turned it on, and I taped the phone to like a piece of wood or cardboard box or something, and then I went in there and I did it. And then I came down here and I edited it a little.
And uploaded it.
And I was so proud of myself. And it's like, man, I got started.
That's how we start.
You know, with tape.
The first step of doing something great.
Duct tape and a phone.
Doing something bad.
What is this? Luis says, Thornberry's La Película. La Película, that means the movie. I know that much in Spanish.
Hello, Luis is officially 23 years old.
Oh, yeah, he had a birthday.
I missed some stuff. Oh, Tim has to get some rest. Tim, it's great to see you. Come back again soon.
It's good to see you here.
He's in recovery
because we were kind of worried about you because we hadn't seen you in a while.
Ray reminded me that the tuning software is HP Tuners.
But you got to know how to use it. Dr. Ark knows how to use it.
He does. And he does a tech talk regularly, like every week. So if you have questions, find his Tech Talk live, and that's a great place to ask him
Mexican
questions.
Spec, can you put up a link to Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab so people can get resubscribed to him? Let's see here, if he hasn't already. I don't think he has, because we were scrolling the chat around. Olive's here. Good evening. Let's see here. So this, I'm clicking through Mark Sauvé's pictures while we're talking about all these other things. Yeah, there you go.
That is a
what
beauty.
year is that? It's a 55 DeSoto. Yeah, Luis says, I'm 23 years old.
Yeah.
Man, I was 23 once. Man, I can't believe how old I am.
Okay, Mexican Spec, I didn't know that you were always planning to be on Saturdays. You didn't used to be. It used to be kind of like a pop-up thing every week. You would tell us if you were going to be or not. So, yeah, mark your calendar. 2 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturdays.
And you will see a show of Mexican cars that look a lot like American cars, but they're a little different because they were made in Mexico. VAM is like AMC in New Mexico, in Mexico, but it was owned partly by American Motors, part by Mexican government, and it was so there are some differences, and there are some different cars that are variations on AMC. And then you see like Chevrolets that have Pontiac instrument panels in them, or there's little differences. The Dodge Darts have big, long, swoopy tail ends on them that we didn't get here, but it's still a Dodge Dart. So, I mean, you could see some interesting cars, and most of them, or all of them, are rust-free and they're good cars.
Look
so.
how good that grill looks. The front end
You
of
like
that
that grill?
car is really. I mean, it helps that the chrome is really nice, but I like the geometry, the shape. It's very good. Yeah, it's satisfying.
People
It's
used to
very good.
use, like in the late 50s, early 60s, they used that grill and lights. They'd put it in some of their opening that's the same size, custom cars. They used to use those grills a lot.
I believe it. It's a nice one. Olive says, got an Eddie Bauer ad on the way in. You get 2 points. You know that, obviously. But what is Eddie Bauer?
Oh, wait a minute. Mexican Spec says, I have no sound. Can you hear him? Everybody can hear us. Mexican Spec lost his audio.
Other people can hear.
Type in there for him so that he can,
Yes, we can hear you.
but he can't hear us.
But other people can hear us. Okay. Yeah, other people do say that their audio is good. Okay. There was something here. Oh, I was asking what Eddie Bauer, isn't that like a package on car or is that clothing? What
Well, I
is
think Eddie Bauer was clothing, but they did do an interior package for
Oh,
Ford.
like baggage, luggage and stuff,
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Thank you to Eddie Bauer for paying for our kilobits because kilobits cost a lot of money to transmit from us to you. And I don't have money to pay for all those kilobits. So Eddie Bauer paid for our kilobits for this ad break, and we thank them. Buy Eddie Bauer stuff. I mean, if you have the choice between something else and Eddie Bauer, definitely buy Eddie Bauer because they support the streams you watch. That's how advertising works. And so that's what we're up to. Oh, what is that? Is that the
This
clock?
is Mark Sauvé. I think that's the speedometer because it's got an odometer. It's got the mileage in it.
It goes up to 11.
It goes, 10, 11, and then back to 0. So when you're going 120, you're going 0. That's in a 50 Hudson Commodore. It's also from Mark Sauvé.
D-Man says there was an Eddie Bauer edition Bronco. Yeah.
There were Eddie Bauer editions of Ford, some Ford
lots
products.
of vehicles. Yeah. Okay.
This again is the Hudson. That looks very Hudson.
Oh, yes.
50 Hudson. I remember when I was a kid, there were some of those rolling around, but not a lot. There was a neighbor of ours had a 40 Hudson, which is much older looking than this. I hated that car, but I rode in it a few times because it was kind of wet inside. She had blankets over the seats, and so I didn't like riding in it. But now I look back on it and go, what a great car that would have been. Just fix the interior, and it had a flathead 6 and a column shift, and she drove it around. That was her car. Tavo's here. I can show Tavo's cars now.
Ray says Eddie Bauer had his name on lots of things. I think he was a golfer. And Hippie Long said Eddie Bauer was a sportsman outdoors. So some type of celebrity edition. That makes sense. Okay.
So this is more of this 50 Hudson.
Olive says the Eddie Bauer Broncos tended to be in preppy, nice colors. They were the nicer upper scale. The Eddie Bauer edition was like the nicer stuff. I just didn't know.
I cannot find my.
Okay.
I've got a computer malfunction here. Okay, I'm just going to have to close that.
Have you broken something?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Something happened.
Something happened or something.
Oh, you know what happened? I ran out of pictures. Okay. So,
You ran out of pictures.
well, I was showing the Hudson Commodore. I was going to show the next picture.
Oh, you got through.
But that was the last picture. So when I was
Okay.
trying to click to the next one, it wouldn't click. Well, of course not. There isn't a picture there. Okay, so I'm back to my email.
They're saying that Cars, the movie, is 20 years old? No.
Could be.
I watched that with my kids. How is that? Damn, you're right. I am getting old. It goes fast, people.
Okay. This is Main Street Mopar. Sent a picture. All I gotta do is find it. Here it is.
One day you're watching children's cartoons. The next day you're shouting at the sky because you don't like the weather.
Can you do something
Arguing with the thermometer.
so we can see the whole picture? For some reason it doesn't. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's the back of the picture.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just didn't. This is Mean Street Mopar sent this. He goes.
Oh, is that such a cool
He
car?
goes. It was not for sale, and he goes. Then it was, but not to him. He didn't get it.
Oh man.
What is this?
That's cool,
Cabo
paint
says
job.
change the rear bumper on that Dart to one with amber turn signals. You have a VF Valiant hardtop. Wow.
Oh.
See that Dart, Tavo, that was identical to mine except for the vinyl roof. Same color, same everything, same trim level. And that's the one that I put the Pontiac Iron Duke in it. Well, I drove around with a smoky old Slant 6 for a while. And I put the Pontiac Iron Duke in it, drove it around for a couple of years, sold it to a friend of mine. He drove it around for a couple of years, and then it got sold and disappeared somewhere. And I kind of wish that hadn't happened, but lost control of it. Would have been a nice car. Didn't have a spot of rust on it. It was a Central California car.
Mexican Spec says my kids. Yeah. Yeah, I have kids. They're young adults.
On a dust bag? A dust bag? Dugster. Okay, I'm going to go back to download pictures, Kim. What is this?
Crash Roadrunner Garage, welcome in. Got a Subaru ad. All right. Subaru.
Eurobus.
Subaru is telling on you. Subarus are fun cars. You know, I talk bad about the Subaru that we have, but it's got over 200,000 miles on it. I mean, they are fun cars. All-wheel drive, a light little boxer motor. When they're new, reasonable mileage, well cared for, they kick butt. Plus, they've got like good safety rating, and
Yours is safe?
yeah,
Because it won't move.
the chances of it being in a vehicle collision is very, very low. You know? But yeah, I mean, like any car of its age and mileage is going to be troublesome. I don't think it's really speaks to what Subaru is building now. And the Subaru WRXs, they're sporty as all hell.
Oh, Mean Street said that Duster I just showed a second ago had a 440 and a 727. That must have been something.
Just a little one. A little 440.
This
A
picture,
mild 440.
Kevin Smith sent this in. Don't know why. That had to be really inefficient. But I remember seeing pictures of that thing. A jet engine, two jet engines on top of a locomotive. Must have been noisy. Fuel gobbler. Probably didn't go very fast. Man. Okay.
Mexican Spec says Subaru hyper focuses their ads to lesbian. They do not. They do not do that.
What's this?
They do not. They do not advertise to lesbians. That's absurd.
Jesus.
It's absurd.
Well, they might advertise to everybody.
Subaru advertises to all women and men. There's just, they build cars that have very much appeal to practical people with practical real world needs. They like safety, they like sporty, they also like wagons. There's good things about Subarus are good cars. There's a Datsun.
Ron Ward sent that in.
Nice. Oh, because we were talking about how these cars, the Datsuns, have really appreciated in price.
Oh yeah, 510.
Yeah.
I remember when 510. That's my paper out days. 1968, 69, 70 in there, and I used to. The Datsun dealer was on my paper out, so I walk in the showroom every day. There's a little tiny dealership. They could get about 2 cars inside that showroom, barely, but they get 2 cars in there. They had a small lot with a few cars, 3 or 4 used cars, a couple other new cars, but the 510 was a big deal. And that little truck they had then at the same time, and those are good cars.
No, Mexican Spec, his comment is gone, but his comment was something along the lines of, watch, I get Subaru ads, and there's a lady, and she's there, and her husband and her young daughter. Their car is wrecked, but it's so safe that they are uninjured. The moment that I loved it, my Subaru was when it was destroyed, or something like that, about its crash test safety. There's a family, there's a wife and a husband and a little girl. That's not lesbianic. There's nothing lesbian about that. It's very straight, cisgendered and straight. It's perfectly
Let's get
normal.
on to something normal.
No implied
Something
any
about
of that.
cars.
Subaru, normal car. Every family, every normal family loves a Subaru. Understood? Good. There's nothing else. Ah!
Oh, what?
Aspen Volare RT. It's got the louvers on the side.
Well,
I would like to get one of those, but when they say RT on them, all of a sudden they think that they're worth a bunch of money, and they're not. It's just an Aspen Volare. But they're kind of cool cars.
See.
Why? Who sent this in?
Ray sent this in. 38 Racing.
Is that
Ray.
one of his cars?
And it says, it's a friend's 76 Aspen RT. He says, was so rotted that you could have thrown the battery out through the floor.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. When these came out, I almost bought one of their station wagons. I tried to talk my mother into buying not an Aspen, was the other one, a Volare wagon, but she bought the Fairmont. She probably bought a pretty good car. But that was in 77. She bought a Fairmont, like they just came out. It was probably late September of 77, and she bought a 78 Fairmont wagon. Whatever the first one was they got. I don't know why. My parents would never look at Chrysler products. What is going on?
Listen, the chat is spiraling. Let's just keep this
Okay, yeah, let's end
above board.
Let's end the whatever we were talking about there. Get back to cars.
But if you have pets, a Subaru is nice because you could put one of those pet carriers in the back really nicely because it's a wagon. They're very utility. They have a lot of good.
Here, Buddy Carfano sent this in.
There you go.
You could zoom in on that a little bit.
There's no point in zooming. It just gets more grainy but bigger.
Yeah, but you get the idea.
That is what happens to the Cutlasses.
I had an 87
winter beater.
Maybe it was an 80. It was an 86 Chevy Celebrity wagon, and it looked. Man, it was like the rust was not quite that bad on the door, but it was spread out that badly on the whole car. And it was about that color. And what I liked about the car was it was a wagon that had bucket seats and a console, and it was all like a 2-door coupe in there with a shifter down here, and the interior was okay. But the body looked like that. I drove it around for a little while just for a laugh. And it was funny to drive it because it drove okay. But man, it wasn't going to last much longer. The car was going to fall in half one day. What happened, Kim?
I can't read any of the comments because I'm talking about Subarus. And
Well, I'm trying to. Okay, and Buddy Carfanos for some reason sent this in, which is the complete opposite of what he just sent in there.
is that a winter beater?
He says European collectibles or something. I can't read it. Yeah, European collectibles or something. I don't know why he sent that in.
It's a Ford truck. On a quiet night, you can hear a Ford rust.
Check out that Cutlass. It's a Steve man. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Oh
to
yeah,
Cutlass.
that Cutlass is rough. Rough.
That one.
The bubbles, the blisters in the paint.
When they get in the middle of the door, it just starts rusting in the middle of the door. I had a friend that used to call those a boil. And he'd say,
You
"Yeah,
know where those come from?
they have probably a spot weld or something inside, and water gets down in there, or what?"
The paint, the body metal has rusted through from the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like
it
a
gets
spot weld in
behind
the
the
back.
paint. It starts.
Yeah.
You get those bubbles a lot around the rear wheel wells, but sometimes they'll just be right in the middle of the door.
I had a Buick Century, mid-size A-body GM car in the 80s, and it had a big boil on the door. So I took a flapper wheel, and I'm trying to get rid of it. Pretty soon I'm through the door because it'd come from the other side. So I had to weld metal in there. It was a big pain in the ass, but I fixed it. But that's when my neighbor there, I had a shop, and there was a house next door to the shop. The guy from the shop used to come walking over there. He goes, "Oh, yeah, my father calls that a boil." I go, "Yeah, it's about what it is, too." Boil. Oh, you know what? I was going to show Tavo's cars. I hope he's still here because I had downloaded him and then I waited. His daily driver is, oops, can we back out from that, Kim, please? So, Tavo's, it says Chrysler on it. Ours all said Plymouth and Dodge on them, I think.
Yeah, that's a Dodge Neon, but it's not.
But it's a down under one, so it says Chrysler on it. Okay, now I'm trying to find my cursor there. And look at that, it's got a Chrysler emblem on the front of it.
Oh, it does, like a Chrysler
And
300.
and look at the little light just ahead of the front door. That's an Australian thing, I think, or European maybe.
Yeah.
And then here's his other daily driver.
Oh, wow. That looks like a work vehicle.
Look at the lights. Add-on lights. You can see at night.
Buddy Carfano says the Ford truck is his daily driver. That's why I sent that picture of it.
You know what's interesting?
So he sent the beater and the daily driver.
This,
Makes sense.
remember, we were in here live, here in the studio one night, and Tavo was working, and he cut the shit out of his hand and had to drive himself to the hospital. And then he was in the hospital on the live on his phone. They told him to turn it off because it was time to come in and get his hand sewed up. That's what he drove. He drove himself to the hospital like 50 miles or something because he lives out in the sticks. So that's what he drove to the hospital that night.
These would be a pretty good winter beater, but honestly, they
That's the second generation. The first
up
generation.
north, they just like people would drive them until the wheels fell off of them.
Mark Silve says that Neon needs a wheel alignment. Yeah, the tire looks kind of torn up, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Uh,
It probably needs more than alignment. It probably needs a ball joint or a tie rod end or something like that.
Tim Jefferson. Okay, they're done. Okay, Dean Stevens said that Transit needs whiteware body rust repair. Okay,
Dean needs me to go up there and with some appliance sides and fix that thing up.
Let's see. What does it need?
No, that's just some dirt.
Oh, it's got some little scrapies just
That
behind the
ain't
door.
nothing.
That ain't nothing. That's right. And yeah, I mean that thing's pretty nice. You could probably stand up in there and that's good vehicle.
Senior and Son said head gasket problems with the Neon. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why they were not good winter beaters, is because people would destroy them. They were easier to destroy. The problem with the little aluminum head engines is if you lost a little bit of water from the radiator and you didn't look after it, like it got a little leak and it ran a little low on coolant, it was toast. Or if you, I don't know, did the neons have timing belts? Because a lot of times people would neglect to change the timing belts and they were interference engines. So if you left it go until the belt broke, people didn't realize that it broke all the valves or bent half the valves in the cylinder head. And then it was just like, they were like, well, it's all rusty. And then it was gone. It was gone. They didn't get to use as a winter beater because they were just.
Look at that. Tao says, I can. He's 6'2", can stand up straight in the transit. We cannot stand up. Neither of us can stand up in either of the vans. We're in there like this. It's kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, that's probably a real advantage. The vans like we have, him and I both have Ford vans. They made high tops for them. They're like an add-on big fiberglass thing. But when you drive one of those things in the wind, man, you got to really slow down because they take you off the road or flip you over.
Yeah. Well,
I've wanted to put a high top in mine, but it's kind of ugly. But man, it would be useful.
it could be.
That may be a project in the future. This picture is from Ray.
Mark Sauvé says he had one like this Riviera as well.
And Ray says this is like his, and he says it's a great winter car.
Is that a front-wheel drive?
They are front drivers.
Oh yeah, it would be because that's a big, heavy engine. That would
big
be.
old V8.
That would go. Just you point the wheels where you want to go, and you would get around. And it's cushy luxury kind of thing. I wonder if it had some kind of traction control.
Braden has sent in. Is this Braden? Wait a minute. This is not Braden. Oh, who is this? I'm sorry. Braden sent in the next one. This is Buddy Carfano. Has sent this in. Is that the same year as yours?
No.
That's a year
That's
older.
earlier.
That's a year older. It's $199. That's
No, that's a 65.
yeah, it's a year older than yours.
No, mine is a year older than that. Mine's
No,
a 66.
So this is a year older than yours.
Okay,
Unless
but
we
you
count.
said mine is a year older than this.
I meant to say, if I
Okay.
did say that, I meant to say this
So,
is a year older than yours.
This is a 3D asset for a video game.
Oh,
Somebody modeled a 65 Dodge Dart in 3D and then made it look all ratty.
well, they did a very ratty job.
I mean, it looks authentic. It's pretty neat. Video games of the future.
And Braden sent in pictures. I don't know what they have anything to do with, but I'll download. There's 4 of them here. Braden, what are these? What do these have to do with what we're doing here?
Senior and Sons says, I did a walk around video of my shop. Buff and Kim are in it. All right. Well, you
because you're listening to us
better
while you're
check
in.
that out. I did watch some of his videos.
I did too.
And you guys, if you're not subscribed to Senior and Sons, you should subscribe to them. Check them out. Show them some love and support. Click on the subscribe button if you like what they're doing. And I don't know, see if they're entertaining for you. At this moment, my mind is drawing a blank.
Braden sent this
Mike
in.
Slater. I remember seeing the videos and watching them a little bit. I want to hype, but my hype is de-hyping. Maybe we're only an hour and a half in and I'm running out of the hype.
Are you?
I'm sorry.
You usually
I'll
don't run
try.
out. Are you like all of a sudden ran out?
I am going to go and warm up another cup of hype.
Good God.
Are you running out of emails?
What does that smell? Is that? Yeah, it's that. Yeah. What'd you put in that cup?
Coffee.
Coffee with something else in it. Tim Jefferson. Interstate thing was what kept it from the bottom of the list. Okay, I'm going to look at my emails. Buddy Carl Farnell sent in another winter car. Yeah, I'm starting out. Yeah, sending some. Oh my God.
There you go. Real winter. There's a real winter beater.
Can you zoom a little bit on that before you leave?
Yeah. See, some of these cars, they didn't get driven that much, but when they did get driven, it was in the winter. But they
That
still ran.
that's gonna leak.
Yeah, that's gonna leak. The problem with it, that's what really did a lot of these cars in, is the brakes stopped working or the fuel system stopped working and you were done.
That's so many of the winter beater cars that were at the buy here, pay here used car lots in Ohio. What I fixed was rusted through fuel lines, rusted through brake lines. So cars would come in, they barely run because gas pouring out somewhere between the tank and the engine, and brake pedal going to the floor. And then we'd end up with them. Somebody had traded in on something that we'd fix the brakes on. And then I'd get that car fixed. What a pain in the ass. It's just, I did so much of that work. That's what I did when I didn't have airplane work. I was really happy when I had airplane work because that's always new parts and new metal and everything. Just like you can do nice work, you know. What Tavo say? Oh, Tavo, the transit van just did a 2,500-kilometer round trip in 28 hours on the weekend. Retrieved an injured Honda and its driver from the Northern Territory. That's why I miss Mexican Stream. Okay, I understand.
You know what this car reminds me of, makes me think of, is, are you current on your tetanus shot?
Tetanus shots.
I've had so many tetanus shots in my life. There ought to be a lifetime cap on tetanus shots. If there is, I have surely reached it, because every time I have big cuts on my fingers, or because that'll slice and dice you. Those edges are razor sharp. And doing sheet metal work with the shears and the sawzall and stuff like it, it is prone to cutting you, you know? Every time I'd get stitches, bam, another tetanus shot.
Every
Ow!
time I get stitches.
When's your last tetanus shot? I'm like, I have a card in here. Like, you know how when you go to the barber shop, right? They give you the card and they punch it, and when you get enough punches, you get a free haircut.
This is a
I had one of those that was a tetanus shot card. And I'm not even kidding.
Braden sent this in.
What is it? Move your head. I can't see. What is it?
I don't know. Something that's, I don't know what kind of car that is. It's maybe not really a car, but it's rusty. That's beyond help. Sadly, Kim. Mark Survey, Kim, I have never gotten a tetanus shot in my life. I've cut myself on old cars many times. I've had too many. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, a Talladega. I thought it was a Talladega too, but I don't know. That's too bad.
On a rusty trailer. Mark Survey, I'm surprised, because at the ERs and the most of the places where you can get medical attention, they will recommend or just flat out give you a tetanus shot when you're not looking. They creep up on you and be like, bang! And you're like, I just had a tetanus shot last week. Like, oh, sorry.
Years ago, tearing apart a porch, a deck, old rotten deck, with a friend. He's at one end of these boards, I'm at the other end. We're walking along, I got a hammer, we're hitting the boards up like this and knocking them off. And then we take another step and knock the next board off, and there were strips, you know. So we're going on, bam, 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 and we were really going along real well, coordinated, the two of us. Well, one of them, mine, there were nails going down like this. Mine, the nail came out. His nail didn't come all the way out. So the board came up like a big leaf spring, came back down. By then, I'd taken my next step forward, and that nail went right through my foot. So it's like, he looked at me, he goes, did that nail go into your foot? And I go, man, I'm afraid to look. And there was a welding truck there. He goes, sit down on the truck. So I'm sitting on the back of the welding truck. He goes, take your shoe off. I said, man, I don't want to take my shoe off. Eventually, I take my shoe off. Well, the nail had gone all the way through, almost all the way through. You could see where it was poking from where it poked the bottom skin of my foot, but it had penetrated that, but it had gone all the way through my foot. I go, man, I didn't have any money, you know. So there was a doctor, and I used to work on his airplane. So I went to that guy, and I said, man, I don't have any money, but this is what happened. I said, you need some work on your airplane. I said, I'll work it off. He goes, okay. Well, he needed the engine pulled off his airplane and some work done on the airplane with the engine out. Well, he looked at my foot, and he goes, I don't see any reason to go probing around down in there. He goes, and that nail went down in there. It probably wiped everything, you know, most of the rust off. He goes, I think it'll heal up, but you should have a tetanus shot. So he gave me a tetanus shot. So he looked at it and gave me a tetanus shot. That's what he did. It took him like 3 minutes. Then I had to pull the engine off his airplane, do the repairs, reinstall the engine, get the airplane flying again. That's the difference between a doctor and an airplane mechanic. Because what I did took like a week. And what he did took like 3 minutes. Okay, that was a good trade. But I had tetanus shot.
World of Woodchip asks if they got out the brake clean. I mean, that'll kill it. I don't know if you need a I mean, woo. Rabies shots a couple of years ago. I rescued a bat from barbed wire and it bit me through my welding glove.
Oh no.
Oh man.
What was I've heard horror stories about rabies shots.
Really?
Yeah, it's like if you get them before the incident, it's not a big deal. If you get them after the incident, it is a big deal. That's because it's a different thing. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I don't think getting rabies is any picnic either. So I just follow the advice of my medical professional.
How did this happen? I got another. Oh, I must have downloaded it twice accidentally, but that's an interesting picture. Somebody said rat rod. Yeah, that's a lot of rat. Not a lot of rod.
See, if that's surface rust, it's no big deal, though. I don't know.
God. Look at the hood. Look, I'm just looking at it.
I mean, it'd be
oh
sandblasted. But
everywhere you look, you know what the inside of that's going to look like? Man.
a lot of work.
We are starting with a Valiant that's pretty clean.
Oh, yeah.
And look at all the work. I mean, there's huge amount of work.
We made the decision to completely resection the bed. And when you guys see where we're at with it, it's been a ton of cutting and, man.
What's this slimo? Hey, Mark, I'm just frothing at the mouth. Oh, because of the rabies. You understand that?
Yes.
Something on my mouse pad. Did you get your drink or whatever it was you were trying to get? Something stuck on my mouse pad. It's acting like a little wheel chalk. Get off there.
A little wheel chalk.
I know. I moved the mouse.
His mouth is like.
You know, it's like why doesn't my mouse move?
Faith Anarch is here. Welcome in, Faith.
What was I going to say to her? Oh, I was watching your videos. Yes, I even left comment on one. So you knew I was there. Oh, here we go. Another one from Buddy Carafano. Yeah, I used to see a lot of stuff like that around.
Oh, I love those 70s decals, though.
You were just talking about
those
that. You
white and
those?
yellow and red stripes are great. I definitely want to do that on some of my cars.
Dennis Edwards is here. Good evening.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this stuff. I'm so grateful to be here in Tennessee working on the stuff I'm working on.
Now, here is the winter beater to have. But I never saw one like this.
It's like the Bombi, but a Ford.
Is that AI? I don't know. I want to get rid of it. That's not real. It might be real.
Spec says this Bronco will be restored. No, that one is gone. That one will not be restored.
And then Tommy Hanlon is here from Dublin. Hey, in Dublin, in Ireland, did does it snow and do they put salt on the roads, or do you avoid that? I don't know. Man, I was in England, which is similar weather, I assume, but I was there in the summer, so I never saw any of the bad weather. I'm just curious if you have, see here in the U.S., in the northern part of the U.S., especially in the northeastern part, in the Rocky Mountains, it snows, and they put salt all over the roads to melt the the snow. But then the salt does this to this, whichever way it is, that does this to the cars, makes a mess out of them. And so if you live in the Northeast, that's what your car looks like. And if you live in the Southwest, you've never seen anything like this because the cars look good. So just curious. Yeah, Mexican Spec says 79 Bronco, bring top money. Yeah, not that one. But fiberglass top might be okay. Tim says, I think rabies is fatal to humans. I think rabies, if they catch it on time, I think they give you some very, very terrible shots and you live through it.
But it's not pleasant. And bad shots. Don't get rabies. The medical advice I offer is don't get rabies. It's bad.
Oh yeah, and then Mark Survey says my Alien is transparent. You see here, you can see through that's green. So the green screen doesn't see green from the green screen. So that's transparent.
What alien?
Oh, the one on my shirt.
What alien?
Oh yeah, there's no alien there.
There's
no alien there.
What do you mean?
Oh, and then my drink is also see-through because it's green.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I let the ad get through. Sorry about that, but that's okay. Somebody's got to pay the bills.
Oceanfront property will do this too. Yeah. Oh, the salt trucks. Never, ever, ever buy anything secondhand that has a plow on it. Never. No, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not. No. I mean, unless you're going to plow with it. And then, you get what you get. But
I can use the Mexican Spec put up a link, but I don't think it's linked. Does that link? Can you? I can't do that with my mouse. You're going to have to do it with your mouse.
Where? Wait, stop.
I can find it faster than you can. Look at Mexican Spec. Is that a link that'll work? Can you? Where's the whole thing? I did something crazy. Can you put up the link so it'll, Kim, because that's a link to too many things, I think. Yeah, it doesn't link well. I thought that was an error. I thought it didn't work well. Yeah, do that. That'll work.
Okay, you can just say, put up a link to my email.
There. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you want to send in pictures, that's where you send it. Tommy Hanlon says, it only snows heavily every few years, Buff. Up to 20 years ago, they only used grit on the roads, but now they use salt. It eats the cars. Okay, so you got the same problem there. When I was in Ohio, there's I was right now on Lake Erie, and they have they call lake effect snow, which is where the lake is still liquid, and it hasn't frozen yet, and there's fog coming off the lake. It evaporates, and the cold air comes whistling across the lake and turns that all into snow and blows it inland about 20 miles. So 20 miles from the lake, you got 3 feet of snow year round. You can't get rid of the stuff. And they salt and salt and salt. Like for 6 months, they salt the roads. And cars up there they look like this after a few years. It's really sad, But I lived in that crap for 15 years.
Luis says, I lived there for a lot longer than that. It's horrible. Luis got a McDonald's ad. Luis, you get 2 points. Thank you for telling us about your McDonald's ad. We do appreciate our advertisers. Guys, I heard McDonald's is having a horrible time. The economy is not so well. People are not eating out as much.
What?
Before they're gone, because McDonald's could just go out of business. Go get yourself a Big Mac and some French fries. Enjoy it while it's still
We're
here.
talking it up because they advertise with us.
I mean, they spent their monies, and they're paying for the kilobits. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you like a Big Mac. Maybe you like a quarter pounder with cheese. And if nobody buys McDonald's, they'll be gone. That'll be it. The Golden Arches. It's iconic. I don't know. Fast food? It's fast. It's food.
There was a question there
What's that? What's the question?
from who was it asked?
Where's
Hippie Mom.
Zion Grove?
Yeah, so I looked it up, and it is.
Somebody asked, what is the most rusty vehicle ever?
It is out in the. Well, you see where Pennsylvania is there, Kim. There's where Zion Grove is. It's out 3/4 of the way to the east. You see it?
Yeah.
It's
well,
not.
just-
It's not where near where
just
Kim.
throw it up there.
I guess I can do that. Can I do that? Where's Zion? Oh, I guess I can do
Apparently,
that.
you can.
Well, you see Pennsylvania there, barely, and that's in that red bubble. That's where Zion Grove is. So it's I don't know. It's
Northeast of Harrisburg.
Yeah, it's out in the.
There's not a lot going. Oh,
Kim was from Pittsburgh, which is
halfway between Harrisburg and Scranton. That's east.
yeah. You see, Kim was from Pittsburgh, so you can see where that is. Okay, I'm gonna click out of that one. Showing maps on the. That's not interesting. That's interesting. So now, who on here? Somebody on here. Nick Glenn. God, I don't remember what your screen name was. Buff and Kim, I mix and sell automotive paint for a living. Okay. Guy came into the store looking for custom-made spray can for his car. He's worried about the rust on his car. I told him that was the least of his worries. He rolled over and blew out the glass. Let's see what he's talking about here. I'm going to download the picture.
Oh, okay. There's a photo. It's associated with it. Oh, he was worried about the rust. Well,
Yeah, what happened there?
he rolled it over.
I
Blew
guess.
out the glass.
I guess.
Yeah, at that point you need more than a spray can. You're not gonna spray the rust away. Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, Senior says, I am from the Air Force Base Hospital in Sacramento, California. Is that Mather or was it, what was the other one? There were two of them up there. Mather and, what was the one where the depot was? I can't remember. I lived at Travis Air Force Base for almost 10 years. That's why I know that area, but Travis is about 40 miles west of Sacramento. A lot of Air Force up there at the time. Oh, Glenn Nickerson. That's who it is. Glenn Nickerson.
Mark Sauvé says, I hear the solenoid click, the starter motor won't turn. I'm hoping I can whack the starter to get it going until the starter comes in. Maybe.
Sometimes that works.
Maybe. Also, if you can jump it, give it a little more juice, sometimes it will overcome whatever obstruction is. Just hit the other side so it looks factory. That's right. Make sure you roll it
Roll it
both
the other way.
directions.
Or keep going. Put some casters on the roof. So make it easier to roll around. Now, when I was a teenager, a friend of mine had a 56 Ford that was probably 11, 12 years old, something like that at the time. And man, he went around a corner really fast. That thing flipped on its side and it slid for like a couple 100 feet. Tore the shit out of the whole side of it and everything. And then he got it towed to his house and it's sitting there and his father's looking at it. Well, one of his friends showed up. One of my friend's friends shows up. He and his father are standing there looking at it. And he goes, what happened? He goes, Bill tipped it over. Tipped it over. Looks like he tipped it over going about 100 miles an hour. It was like this, maybe worse. It was a mess. It totaled it.
That's good parts car.
Senior says, my dad was based there, Ken Slater. Yeah, I was around that area a lot. I think, well, Mather's closed. I think, what's the other base in Sacramento? I can't remember. Can't always remember everything. Bruce says, when I sold my 87 Bronco 2 in 2000, he had one. There was not one bit of rust. Northern California, San Francisco Bay. Yeah, you don't get rust up there unless you're right on the beach, and then you get it all around any place there's like little edges of chrome or stuff where they rivet stuff in. But if you're just away from the ocean, it's not usually a problem. McClellan, that's what I couldn't think of. Bruce filled me in on that because he remembers he was up in that area of McClellan Air Force Base.
Got any more pictures? This isn't really that entertaining of a picture because it's kind of...
Oh yeah, it's kind of just a mess.
Without context, it doesn't look like much.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been on that one for so long.
It had context, but it's time to move on.
Time to move on. Yes. Okay.
There you go. This is a winter
another winter beater. Oh man, what happened there? That looks like it got hit.
Well,
and then it got rusty.
Apart.
Then it got rusty.
Someone stepped on that bumper. That's why it broke off. Should not support the weight of a human. When they get to this level, they really aren't safe to be on the road. That ain't either. They're gonna fall apart.
That is ridiculous.
Hit a bump and big pieces will fall
Oh,
off.
you gotta zigzag to keep from hitting the pieces that are falling off.
Yeah.
When I first got to Ohio, I was at 2-lane road, and I come top this hill, and I come down this long stretch downhill, and I see a truck coming the other way. It's a Chevy pickup. I see it coming at me, and one fender is going flap, flap, flap. They can't see my arm. It's going flap, flap. It like sticking out into my lane, and I got to swerve way over to keep from hitting this flapping fender. I'm like, oh my God, they drive stuff like that?
Inadequate bumper strength. That's right. It collapsed under its own weight. That's when you shake the car and big pieces start to fall out of it. Like my van, guys. When I had the Sawzall, the shaking of the Sawzall, just garbage is falling off the bottom of my van. My van is very much winter beater, but yeah, bring it to Tennessee, it'll last forever now. But no, because it's all rusty. It's tough to work on because
Dennis Edwards says, picture of our rusty rides. Don't you wish you could find some rusty rides like that?
I can't afford them.
Look at that 68 Charger. Man, do I like 68 Chargers. I also like that GTX. I like that body style. I don't know if I like the color, but I don't care. I like the car. I like that car. Glenn Nickerson, Travis and Vandenberg was in Sacto in the mid-'80s. I was at Travis and then Vandenberg. Vandenberg's down in kind of Central California, almost Southern California. It's right on the ocean. And that was actually very close to where I grew up. It was where Vandenberg was. I used to watch the rockets take off. That was a missile base. I watched the rockets take off from San Luis Obispo. It's pretty cool. Pretty good. Yeah, Luis says 71 satellite. It's actually a GTX, which is kind of an upgraded satellite, 440. I think they only had 440s or 426 Hemis in the GTXs. Most of them had 440s. Rust, nature's Loctite. Yeah, no kidding.
You will break off hardware, and the heads of bolts, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. You can't get a fastener. You can't get a... And man, do you need good tools. You could work with any junk tool here in the South because everything just comes apart. Up north, you better have your fire wrench, you better have your grinder, you better have your chisel thing, you better have your vice grips.
Can you catch Mexican specs there while I'm pulling down this?
Everything is so much harder in the cold, white north. What do I have to do with Mexican
He
spec?
wrote something kind of cool, but I'm downloading
He said he
photos.
saw Mexican spec says I saw a crash test of a Suzuki Sidekick with a soft top from the rear. The back seat hit the front passenger in the back of the head. That sounds bad. That's buckling. Was that a new car crash test? That's not very good. So that's not the kind of car you want to get rusty. Because if it's that flimsy when it's not rusty. Greg McDonald said, if I had $1 for every GTX model I built as a kid, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a likable car. You'd have like $25.
Slimo.
Olive says things may not look rusty in the South, but they will still fuse eventually. Olive, I have been working on some Southern cars for the last 3 years. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to Pittsburgh. Nothing.
I want to take her to Arizona, and then she'll really be spoiled.
1/10 of the effort to work on things. That is my experience. Well, what car is this?
This is a 67.
I can see that in the taillights.
Holden Ute, which is a General Motors car.
Oh.
But it's their Ute. Let's see, there's other pictures.
I don't like their back window design, but the cab looks just like what we're building.
But that's General Motors. That's Holden, which is Holden's kind of like Chevrolet Pontiac-ish thing.
Yeah, I can see the lines in it, but like the back window.
Yeah, that looks like the back window of a sedan, doesn't it? That's moved forward.
Yeah. I like our design better. That's good. I mean, obviously this is complete and it's a nice vehicle, but I'm just saying, like, design wise, I like ours better. But it's going to resemble quite a bit like this. Exhaust systems had no chance in the Rust Belt. Oh man, you don't I know it, buddy Carfano.
Yeah, a muffler shop would have been a thing to have up there, I would think.
No. Miserable work. You're underneath the car.
Oh no, you got to live.
Cutting, it's falling on you. No, it was not a thing. But if you want it, like, what's that like mythological thing where the guy's pushing the boulder up the hill every day? It's like that. It's the same thing every day. Cut rusty stuff off, put new stuff on. 3 years later, you do it again.
Braden, I'm downloading pictures. Are these real pictures? These AI pictures? Okay, some of them have brand names and stuff on them. Okay, so I can't. There's some of my, a couple of them I can't show.
Mike Senior says my '66 Valiant is solid. Low quarter on both rear is it. Yeah, that's common on a car that old. 66. He says we use more sand than anything for snow and ice at intersections. Yeah, sand is good because it gives you traction so you don't slide. If there's not a lot of snow piling up, then yeah, you just need a little traction.
Greasebelly, what is rust? That's rust, but I think that might be an AI picture.
Hippie Long says, Kim, ha ha ha, you didn't see window to bed. I didn't. I don't know what he's talking about. What's the window to bed? Can you go back to the picture of the window to the bed?
That? Is that what you're talking about? But a Carafano changed more mufflers than I ever wanted. Yeah, because you're up there in that area of the world where they probably just rust away quickly. See, Glenn Nickerson, starting in January 2026, New Hampshire is discontinuing state inspection. They also don't require car insurance. What? What is it? Is it like is it no fault where everybody just covers themselves like Massachusetts? I'm curious because then you're just insuring yourself.
Okay, not requiring car insurance doesn't mean you don't have insurance. Like, yeah. What do you drive that you're not
Oh,
worried
see,
about insuring?
you see, there's no fault, which means if you crash into somebody, they still take care of themselves. The no fault thing. And some states have no fault. I don't know if insurance is required in those states because then you're just covering yourself. So I don't know. And like here, you have to have liability insurance because if it's your fault and you crash into somebody, your insurance pays them because you messed up, you know. So I don't know. Don't know how that is. Yeah, Greasebelly says Florida rust is from the top down. Yeah, right, real close to the coast of California. It's like that. When I lived in Morro Bay, California, I was like a block from the ocean. Yeah, you start getting rust all around the window edges and around. Yeah, the little chrome strips down the side. They all get rust up there. Senior and Sons need an inside bed look. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Get an inside the bed look of this thing. Look at the wheels. I just noticed the wheels. I like those back wheels, man. And look,
Tug the wheels.
and they've done the same. It's like every Australian ute has those hooks on the outside to put a tarp. You know those woven. We've looked at them.
Yeah.
You never see that here. Jeez. Bluegrit says Randy's Ford Specialties used to bring a 71 Boss 351 to the local drag strip. After one run, they gave him a broom to clean up all the rust at the starting line. He was told not to come back.
Wow. I mean, it is a Ford.
And look where it's. I just saw drip rails. I didn't see the whole thing. But look at the drip rails on this. They end kind of like what we were talking about. It would, or what you were talking about. It would not drip into the bed. It would drip down the side of the car, next to the bed. Because that's about where we were going to terminate our drip rails.
That's where they end right now. We'd have to make something if we wanted them to go back.
Yeah,
further.
the Mopar ones come all the way back, but we were talking about, man, if they come all the way back, it's going to run right into the bed, and we'd rather not do that. Let's see. Olive says, I don't buy liability insurance for the Volvo because the book value
is $60. They would total my car over an eBay tail light. Yeah, there's some cars that aren't worth having.
That's collision insurance.
Collision, yeah.
Liability covers the other people. So I don't know how it is where you live, Olive. Here we've got to have at least have liability insurance. But then if you want your own car covered, then you got to buy collision or comprehensive or those kind of policies. And Mexican Spec says the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
Yes, and Olive corrects herself.
Oh, okay, I see that. Okay, I'm looking for my...
Don't make a mistake here, because chat will fix you.
Mexican Spec will pick it up real quick. Okay, I just ran out of emails.
And really? You know what? We're at 2 hours.
We're at 2 hours. Okay, so at 2 hours, what we really need to do is decide what we're doing next week. Do we have something new to do next week? I do like this picture. What would be a good topic for next week?
I have some of these.
We've been here 2 hours already?
Yeah.
Seems like we just came on.
Yeah, you like to speak.
Well, we've been going pretty rapidly with the pictures. We had a lot of pictures tonight.
Yes, thank you everyone for sending us pictures.
Okay, I just got another email. But let's see if we can figure out what we're going to do next week. Where is it here? Greasebelly says, my insurance in Florida is $900 per month for 5 cars. Oh, my God. You know, it'll only cover you, but you can get, what is the insurance called where it covers you, not the car? And Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage, he has all these cars, and he goes, people ask me how I can insure all these cars. He goes, I don't. I have this other kind of policy. But the downside of it is only you were covered driving your car. So like, I thought about that because I got a bunch of cars, but then Kim wouldn't be covered. She'd have to get her own policy to be covered as a driver.
Well, that'd be fine.
Well,
the other problem is
so
registering them all.
so then
It's expensive.
yeah, but in Tennessee the registration, well, it's worse than it used to be. But it's
Used to be cheap.
it used to be don't count.
Everything used to be cheaper. What the heck?
Well, it went
It's like
from
there's inflation or something.
it went from what was it, $24 or $22 a year to $104. Well, there's an increase. But anyway, that's what it is.
Inflation is only 2 or 3%, except for the things that triple.
Kay Nelson is here. Good evening. Kay Nelson. Favorite wheel and tire combos. Yeah, I do kind of like those wheels. And this is from Tavo. Let's see what... Oh, Tavo sent another picture. Cool. Another picture of the same truck. I'm going to go to that right now. Man, ask and you shall receive. Look at that. Look at how that is. That's completely different than the...
See, these are like dart tail lights, and then that.
But that's a
with the
General
bed that goes
Motors
under
car.
the. See, that doesn't look like a General Motors car. That looks.
It's something Australian. I mean, that's completely different. See, Holden is like Chevrolet or Pontiac. It's the General Motors division in Australia.
Look! It has the thing for underneath for the spare tire underneath the back bumper too. I don't get it.
Also, Kay Nelson has a good idea. Favorite? Oh, I don't know what it was.
That's a
It
beautiful
scrolled
picture, by the way.
Can you scroll up a little bit to see what? Because all it says Kay Nelson has a good idea. What was it? Rear wheel and tire. Is that what it was?
Oh, for favorite wheel and tire combinations.
Oh! For next, now I get it. I thought they were looking at this. Okay, scroll back down. I believe those. Oh, I missed that too. I believe those rims are lightweight for racing, and the ribs are for strength. That would make sense. Okay, so and Braden goes, "Where's Mopar K?" Mopar K's father-in-law had a heart attack. He's back home. She's probably spending time with him. He's doing better. Yeah, and a wood floor, kind of like the old thing. Okay, so yeah, that was one suggestion. No other suggestions.
I think that's a good
And I
suggestion.
think then Olive says the same thing. Let's do that. Wheel and tire combinations, and I'm sure we'll come up with a bunch of those.
There'll be tons of different models of
There'll
cars.
be all different cars. Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah. And then people can send their own pictures in of their own cars with the wheels and tires they like, or the wheels and tires they got stuck with.
And we can show pictures of your car before and after we put the new wheels on, because they really, really brightened up the whole look of your car.
Mexican Spec says steel wheels with hubcaps is my favorite. We look at them every week. I do like those. So send in pictures of those. You know what we didn't do tonight? We didn't go through any of Mexican Spec's cars. And
did he send anything in?
He did not.
Because he didn't have any beaters.
Yeah, he doesn't sell any beaters. Well, he sells beaters, but they're really good shape.
I think
they come from Mexico, where there's no salt, no mess,
I think we're just gonna leave Mexican Spec segment out because I'm about done.
You're about done.
I am.
Okay, Buddy Carfine, I'll send another one.
We do
Oh,
really
my God.
appreciate Mexican Spec. And you guys, I hope you know by now, Mexican Spec, our moderator, has his own channel, and they stream on
Saturday afternoon.
Saturdays. And you will find Mexican Spec in lots of the streams by other people, because he is a moderator extraordinaire and part of the car community at large, and he helps people import Mexican cars, and they are great for classic cars because there is no salt or very little rust on the cars that come out of Mexico, and the Mexican economy allows for inexpensive restorations on cars, and Mexican Spec is like Bird Dog. He's like a finder, and he helps facilitate the sale, and because not everybody knows how to do that in a safe and good way. And he also at 2 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturday, he does a whole thing where he just talks about Mexican spec cars. They're different. They're different than American. They're different than U.S. spec model cars in unique ways, and he knows a lot about it, and it's interesting to hear him discuss it. So there, I put in a plug for our friend Mexican Spec, but we didn't look at any pictures of his car. But if you want to look at pictures of his cars, go to his channel.
Barracuda's here. Good evening. This apple pie moonshine is legal, by the way. The alcohol used is Everclear. The only. What is this? I don't know what that's all about. I missed something. Okay, so this is from Inspector Bruce Woodhouse. And he's going, yeah, this is a Northern California beater. And you see the vinyl roof's all torn up.
Wow.
But there's no rust.
Can you believe? I mean, there was a time.
You wouldn't even find that. You wouldn't even find that.
There was a time and a place that was a beater car because it's rough and, pretty well worn in. Whereas now, that's a very desirable classic car. What's wrong?
Can you get that yellow stripe out of there?
Yeah.
Thank you. We just saved ourselves from a commercial.
Oh.
And Danny Boyd is here. Love a vinyl top on a notchback Stang. Racer, I'm getting a few picks ready for you, Buff. Oh, okay. We'll stick around if they come quickly, and then we're going to get out of here. Mark Sauvé, I opened up a jar of apple pie moonshine we made in 2018. Oh boy, is it good. Oh man. I like stuff like that, but I don't like what alcohol does to me. Like, I don't feel, I don't know. But I like drinking a nice drink. They're good, Don't do it very often. That's a 65 Mustang. Close. You can tell the 65 from the 66 because the 65 has the horse in the middle with the bar that goes this way and the bar that goes this way. The 66 has horizontal bars in the background, and that Mustang just floats in the middle. There's no bars going out from it. That's the quickest way to tell. Now, the 66 GT has bars coming out, but it has little fog lights on either side of it. Yeah, Luis knows. 65. Brady just sent a few bucks somebody. That means he's broke. Oh, man. But thanks. California, the paint could fall off the cars. Still won't rust. Oh, that's how Arizona is. You'll see cars with the paint completely burned off. It's down to the metal, but there's no rust. There's just enough sand blowing in the air that it stays perfect, My wife and I are going to drink it over the next few weeks, probably. Only a few sips a day, not to set off the meds, yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of early 2000s Mustangs on Marketplace here in Tennessee. It's lousy with them, and you can get them for really affordable. They're the V6 ones. What are they? The SN95.
SN95s. No,
they're everywhere.
I don't like just my preference. I don't like the dash on the SN95, but they're decent cars. I don't know. If we found one that was good and cheap enough, I might do that. Oh, Bruce goes, yeah, the rust is under the vinyl roof. That's what happens to vinyl roofs in California. They get moisture underneath. And then when you peel the vinyl roof off, you got this perforated thing. And when you start grinding all the rust off, it's just full of holes. I have seen that.
Yikes. That's easy to fix. Come on. That's nothing.
Kay Nelson says, booze makes me fuzzy. Yeah, that's what happens to me. I like a mixed drink, and I'll drink it, but then, I don't know. I'm not all the way there, so then I'll say dumb stuff, or I'll make mistakes that cost me time, and I don't really like what alcohol does to me, so it's like,
don't send us money.
But I really like, mixed drinks.
It's good to have a beginning, a middle, and an end to the stream, and we're getting to the end. May I end the stream? Or do you
I'm
insist
looking
on
at some.
keeping
No,
going?
somebody else was going to send us something.
Ray was saying he was going to send
And
something,
I'm
but maybe he
I
meant
don't,
next week for
I
the
don't
wheel
see
and
it yet.
tire combination
I don't
stream.
see it yet. Very good. It's hot here. All the windows open, sweating. Oh man.
What?
Yeah, and here it's so cold. We worked all night. He wasn't here
Not
earlier.
all night. We got a late start.
We started what 11 o'clock in the evening, and we worked until what 8:30 in the morning. It was light when we came out. It was like, oh, it's light out here. It's like, oh, it's not night anymore. I kept saying, yeah, we're working tonight, and then I go outside and it's actually today. So, yeah, it was cold. It was like 24 degrees. It was freezing cold.
Welcome in, Tanner. Tanner got a Ticketmaster ad. Thank you, Ticketmaster, for helping support our stream. And you get 2 points. And he's resting, drinking a Coors Banquet as a Christmas present.
And Buddy Carafano says, "Put a fork in me. I'm done." That means good night, Buddy Carafano. I guess.
See, people are wearing.
And thanks for all the pictures you sent.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it.
Okay, so no emails. I think we're done. Kim's done. So come back next week, and we'll be doing wheels and tires and whatever else you have. So yeah, there's Buddy Carafano with knives and forks.
Thanks everyone for being here. You've made it to the end.
I don't want to slap
you
Kim
get
in the
an
face.
additional 2 points for sticking around. We appreciate you. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Find yourself another stream or something entertaining. Check out one of our other friendly content creators.
Here we go.
And see if they have some new project updates that you can look at on the YouTube.
I found a picture we're going to close up with.
Okay, make sure you watch Mexican Spec on Saturday. We will be live in our shop for Cleanup Crew after 10 p.m. Central on Thursday and 9 p.m. Central on Saturday if you can't get enough of us. And we will be working on our Valiant Ute conversion project. And that will be... Oh, Vintage sent us a picture of his kitty cat.
Tanner's cat, that's right.
Okay. And yeah, we'll be working, and it's coming along. It's moving along really good. So we'll have more updates live on that from the shop. Hopefully, it's supposed to be a little warmer. So we won't be freezing our butts off so badly while we are tinkering.
Okay. We're done.
We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.